Hi, my name is Tawanda Jones. I'm the sister of Tyrone West, and I have several questions, several issues, and I'm gonna make it as quick as I can. My first question was like a young lady that I heard that was standing here, and I'm glad, Commissioner Worley, you said that you were active in 2013. That's when my brother Tyrone West was brutally executed by 17 Baltimore City police officers and 2 Morgan State University officers, beat to death in broad daylight. And for 3,600 plus days, 10 years, 524 weeks, my family, my supporters, we've been out here, boots on the ground. We never missed a week, a day. So my thing is, when are you seriously going to end corruption? And I wanted to know some of the conversations you may have had, because the crazy part about it, all these repeat role cops got promotions, qualified immunity. There were 5 people leading up to my brother being murdered and nothing happened. They weren't even placed on desk duty. Literally 24 hours, Darrell Harris, Abdul Salam, 2 weeks before, James Green, Joseph Green, like the list goes on. You know the list. So my thing is, what are you going to do about the list? And why can't we pick our own commissioner? And then I also want to know what is going on. Why couldn't Brooklyn homes be protected like Roland Park? Up the hill, down here, why couldn't they be protected? We had a mass shooting that happened right here in my city. Why wasn't they protected? Why haven't anyone been caught yet? Like, this is disgusting to me. And those are my issues, those are my questions, and it's sad and it's sickening. It's very disturbing.
Yes, ma'am. Your brother's case was turned over to our Special Investigative Response Team, and it was turned over to the state's attorneys after everything was done. We did the investigation, Internal Affairs did the investigation and turned it over. Again, it doesn't bring back your brother, and I'm sorry for your loss, but the investigation was turned over, and then there's also the possibility that the Attorney General may open the case back up, because I know the state's attorney sent it to him and requested that. So we really can't speak a whole lot about the case, simply for that fact that it may be another open investigation.
Okay. I'm sorry. And then one last thing, like literally, I really feel like it was not a thorough investigation, because had it would have been, there wouldn't have never even been Freddie Gray, because that would have stopped at 17 killers being disciplined on the spot. If my brother would have did what was done to him, he wasn't doing anything wrong. Driving while black in America, right here in my city that I love, that I was born and raised in. You said you grew up here, so why wasn't it a thorough investigation done? Like, I'm sick of the Doug and Pony show. Like, literally, they try to stop me, they try to pay me off, and I turned down hush money, because none of the money, they could have wrote a check for all the money in the world, I would have never accepted. That would never bring my brother back.
Yeah, and Tawanda, and you know, you and I have had this conversation for many years, and nothing is going to bring your brother back. But I also want you to hear this and hear from directly from me. If it were not for you doing all the things that you've done, all those many days and all these many years, these reforms, the things that have happened not just in Baltimore but across this state, that is partly due to the work that you have done. And where we are today is light years away. And what I say to the police commissioner all the time, I don't care if they black, purple, orange, or brown. When they get caught doing the wrong thing, then they have to be dealt with. If the attorney general or the state's attorney or anybody comes back and says that this is what they found and these are the actions that they're going to take, we are going to make sure that we comply in the first moment that they do that. We're going to follow the rules of whatever comes back from a case and investigation. That's the way that we operate today. I can't speak to how they operated back then, right? That was prior to me sitting in this chair, but that's the way that we're going to continue to operate. And I'll let the commissioner talk about Brooklyn Homes.
Yeah, and also that was prior to me being in this seat. Your brother's investigation, as you know, was done by internal, and we spoke many times outside of Northeast District when you were there protesting. Brooklyn Homes, basically, like I said in the hearing, we could have done better and we should have done better. And my job is to fix it, to make sure it doesn't happen again. One thing that was corrected with the inequity in patrol was that the redistricting. Where Brooklyn is, there used to only be one postcard there, and on July the 9th, when we redistrict, there are now 3 postcards there, which means where one officer used to respond that whole area, there are now 3. So those are a lot of the things. The redistricting was done to correct some of the inequities that were taking place because we hadn't done that in 60 years. A lot of districts changed geographies. But the biggest thing is over the last several years, we have made several reforms. Unfortunately, we have to terminate officers almost weekly. And anybody that does anything wrong that gets found guilty is terminated. And we are not afraid to do that, even to the fact that we've terminated several officers this year that have made us even shorter in patrol, but we don't want bad cops. And I can tell you I don't want bad cops because I never had any issues with internal affairs, and I don't want my officers to have issues with internal affairs.
Well,